Welcome to the 2020 South Burlington High School Fall Musical Production, A Christmas Carol. My name is Gail Kilkelly. I'm the drama director at South Burlington High School and the director of this production. You know, Dickens' classic tale of Ebenezer Scrooge gives us many messages about how we should be in our world. It is better to be charitable to those who have less than us. It's better to treat those who work with us with dignity and appreciation than to hold expectations without gratitude. Friendships are precious, and love takes work. Gatherings of friends should explode with laughter and good cheer. And family may not be forever, so hold those dear to you close and be kind always. And human contact breathes life into our souls and makes us whole. Above all, people can change and turn into better versions of themselves. Today, those themes have deeper meaning for our frightened world. I remember our first production meeting was in early September, outside in the back of the school, under a large white tent. Some students brought their own chairs and some sat on the ground. It was breezy, and by the end, we needed jackets. That was the last time this cast, crew, and directors met in person. Every other aspect of this production, auditions, rehearsals, planning meetings, vocal coaching sessions, ensemble singing, and post-production sound mixing, has been done in a spare bedroom, at a dining room table, on a kitchen counter, or on a crowded desk in a home office, staring at a computer screen. Students and directors have worked alone or in small gatherings on Zoom. The creative process that has been the cornerstone of my work with students and is so precious to me as a teacher and director was different, to say the least. But we continued on because the alternative was unthinkable, that South Burlington High School would not have a fall drama production. So, here it is. Now, this is our first effort in this medium. We modeled critical thinking skills, creative problem solving, patience, and a lot of forgiveness. We will continue to improve our technical skills in the next production. In fact, more often than not, the students in this production were our teachers. All of the students, cast and sound crew, are amazing humans. They are good-humored and dedicated to exercising their creative souls. I could not be more proud of these incredible students. And my fellow directors, Mark Violette, music director, Garrett Kimberly, dialect coach, and Ken Hype, sound engineer, are equally responsible for the success of this production. I am grateful for their encouragement, expertise, and especially their unconditional love for these wonderful students. As a creative team, cast, and crew, we hope you enjoy the next hour and a bit of your life spending time with us. Gratitude is the enduring lesson of this time-honored story. So as the youngest of us says, bless us, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Welcome to A Christmas Carol, the traditional story with a modern music book by Erica Lipez, music and lyrics by Matt Carriel, and produced by special arrangement with the Dramatic Publishing Company of Woodstock, Illinois, and performed by the South Burlington High School Drama Program in December 2020. At Rise, you see an empty street. It is dusk. The narrator walks on stage, taking in the shops around him, including Scrooge's deserted storefront. He has a playful nature, excited to talk and entertain. Narrator finds his way towards the audience, seats himself on a bench, and leans against a trash can.
Hello! I bet you came to see a play. I like plays too. They're just like stories, but with alive people. And this one is, what is it? Fantastic! I bet you've heard it before. Am I right? But in case this is your first, you're in for a treat. Ghosts, time travel, mean old men, Christmas parties, and plum pudding. It's magic. And everyone loves magic. Or they should. Now, Mr. Scrooge didn't have many friends, And by many, I mean any. Mr. Scrooge was, what's the right word? Horrible, nasty, greedy, vicious, severe, stingy, miserly. To sum up, just plain mean. But the interesting part of this little tale is how he got that way. No one is born mean. You have to work to get there. We are born with warmth in our hearts and magic in our souls. And somewhere along the way, old Scroogey lost the magic. Mr. Scrooge was a cold, cold man. From his toes to his heart to his head, he was freezing. But one night, a little bit of magic knocked on his door and brought about a change of spirit. And that's what we're going to see tonight.
Various street people, revelers, shoppers, street merchants, and beggars enter, all bustling with the excitement of Christmas. Out of the throng appears Charity Man, walking along the street, a paper in hand, looking for a specific building. He is lost, but full of Christmas cheer.
I love this story, and I hope you do too. It all began one cold Christmas Eve on the doorstep of a man who hated Christmas.
In the counting house, Bob Cratchit has a small fire. He rubs and blows his hands, trying to warm himself. Scrooge has a larger fire and works tirelessly, his nose pressed over his books. Charity Man enters.
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe.
Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
Oh, sir, I am sorry to hear it. But I have no doubt that his liberality is well represented by his surviving partner. Here you are.
Charity Man passes information to Scrooge, who frowns, shakes his head, and passes the information back.
No, thank you.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute. Many thousands are in want of common necessities. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons, sir.
And the union workhouses, are they still in operation?
Yes, they are. I wish I could say they were not.
Oh, good. I was afraid from what you said at first that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course. I'm very glad to hear that all is in order.
Under the impression that such institutions scarcely furnish cheer of the mind or body to the multitude, a few of us are just trying to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. We choose this time because it is a time, above all others, when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
Oh, you wish to be anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. Since you ask me what I wish, sir, that is my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the establishments I have mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there, and many would rather die.
If they would rather die, they had better do it and decrease the surplus population. Besides, it's not my business. It's enough for a man to understand his own business and not to interfere with other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, sir.
Shocked, Charity Man exits, just as Scrooge's nephew, Fred, enters all smiles and good cheer.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
Humbug.
Christmas a humbug. Uncle, you don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. What right have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Come then, what right have you to be dismal? You're rich enough.
Humbug!
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas! Out upon Merry Christmas! If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should.
Uncle.
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it.
Let me leave it alone, then. Much good may it do you. Much good it has ever done you.
Holiday, Christmas among the rest, but I am sure I have always thought of Christmas time, when it has come round, as a good time. The only time I know of when men and women seem by one consent to open their shut-up hearts freely, and to think of people below them as if they really were fellow passengers to the grave, and not just another race of creatures bound on other journeys. And therefore, uncle, though it has never put one scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good, and will do me good. And I say, God bless it.
Well said.
Let me hear another sound from you, Bob Cratchit, and you'll keep Christmas by losing your situation. You're quite a powerful speaker, young Fred. I wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Don't be angry, uncle. Come dine with us tomorrow.
Oh, yes, of course, nephew. I will make sure to come to Christmas dinner, when we meet in hell and I feel like visiting.
I want nothing from you, and I ask nothing from you. Why cannot we be friends?
I have work, nephew.
I am sorry with all my heart to find you so resolute, but I have made the trial in homage to Christmas, and I will keep my Christmas humor till the last. So, a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
You know where to find us if you have a change of heart. Happy New Year!
Fred leaves Scrooge's room and stops by Bob's desk as he passes. Bob stands to shake hands and see Fred out.
Merry Christmas to you, Bob. Send my best wishes to your lovely family. And see that my uncle honors your Christmas as any fair and reasonable employer should. All the best of the season.
And to you, sir, Merry Christmas.
There's another fellow, my clerk, with 15 shillings a week and a wife and a family, talking about Merry Christmas. I'll retire to Bedlam.
As Scrooge settles back into his work, Belinda Cratchit and Tiny Tim enter the counting house. Tiny Tim on crutches and Belinda carrying various supplies for Christmas Eve.
Father, we're to have plum pudding at dinner.
Tim, what are you doing here?
We've come to bring you home. Christmas dinner is going to be wonderful. Plum pudding, goose, potatoes.
Shh, quiet voice, Tim. Mr. Scrooge is working.
We've gone and bought it all. It looks delicious.
You've been shopping then?
All afternoon.
Belinda, you've had Tim out all afternoon? It's freezing.
He's dressed warmly.
That's no excuse. He shouldn't be out on a day like this.
He begged to come.
I'm fine, Father. Look, I'm so warm, I can dance.
Quiet, Tim. Please sit over there and wait.
Tiny Tim makes a face and wanders toward the chair Bob pointed at.
Belinda, I know you meant no harm, but we must take extra care this time of year. If he should catch cold, we must be careful.
I know, Father. I'm sorry.
That's all right. No harm done, I suppose.
Are you ready to come home?
I have work yet to finish.
But it's almost sundown.
I will be home soon. Why don't you take the groceries home to Mother, and I'll be along with Tim in time enough for supper.
All right. Please don't be too long. Mom will be anxious.
We won't.
Bob gives Belinda a kiss on the forehead. Belinda exits. Bob sits back down at his desk, unaware of the fact that Tiny Tim has wandered into Scrooge's office. Tiny Tim quietly walks up to Scrooge's desk, and Scrooge is so involved in his work, he does not notice Tiny Tim at his shoulder.
Merry Christmas.
Ah!
Shh, Mr. Scrooge, we must speak with quiet voices at the workplace.
Quiet voice. Humbug.
What are you working on? It looks complicated.
It is
What are all those numbers?
money.
Oh my, that's quite a lot of money.
More than you'll ever get your dirty hands on.
My hands aren't dirty.
Stop pestering me, boy. Who let you in?
I let myself in.
Well, let yourself out before I call the poorhouse.
The poorhouse? Oh, that would be exciting.
You'd like that, would you? See how you'd like it when you're rotting in a cell.
What are you doing for Christmas dinner, Mr. Scrooge?
I am eating food.
We're to have plum pudding.
How wonderful for you.
Would you like to have Christmas dinner with us?
I thought I told you to leave.
I'm sure Mum won't mind. My sisters can be bothersome, but Father always tells a Christmas story before bedtime. It's magic.
Magic? No such thing.
Oh, Mrs. Scrooge, there's always magic on Christmas.
Mr. Cratchit, please remove this boy from my office at once.
Mr. Scrooge, I am terribly sorry. I didn't realize.
Please refrain from depositing any of your numerous progeny in my office again.
I'm sorry. Tim, I thought I told you to sit still.
Can Mr. Scrooge come to Christmas dinner, Father?
Oh, Tim, I'm sure Mr. Scrooge has better things to do with his evening than spend dinner with us. That is, if you don't want to, Mr. Scrooge.
Of course I don't want to, Cratchit. Bah!
Yes, of course.
You'll want all day tomorrow, I suppose.
If it's quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient, and it's not fair.
I understand, sir, but it's only once a year.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pockets every 25th of December. You may have half a day.
But, sir, we've planned Christmas dinner.
Have dinner in the morning. Better for digestion. Be here by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or look for employment elsewhere.
Tiny Tim gives Scrooge a look of supreme distaste.
But, Father...
Quiet, Tim. Sir, of course I will. Thank you. Good night, and have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
Scrooge barely acknowledges Tiny Tim and instead goes back to his work. Tiny Tim makes a sour face as he's ushered out by Bob.
Come, Tim. Let's hurry. Perhaps there's time to take a slide down Cornhill.
Yes!
Bob and Tiny Tim exit the counting house. Scrooge looks out after them for a moment, then slams his counting book shut. Scrooge puts away his work, meticulously extinguishes the lights, and leaves. The street that had previously been bustling with good cheer is now dark and shrouded with the underbelly of London. A beggar sits on the street pleading for money.
Pence for the poor! Pence for the poor!
Out of my face, you ignorant leech.
Please, sir, something to keep my belly warm and my mind cheery tonight. 'Tis a night liable to freeze a body.
Oh, I do hope so indeed.
Please, sir, not much.
Don't touch me, you filth!
You're a cruel man, sir, a cruel man. I wish you nightmares and demons tonight, sir. Watch yourself. The spirits of the dark have a keen taste for frozen heart.
Scrooge moves past with a look of disgust. There is an ominous smell in the air as he hurries home. Scrooge makes his way to his front door, which is massive and spare, with a prominent knocker. He starts to fumble around in his pockets for a key, grumbling the whole time.
Where is it? Damn key, never where I left it. Ah, humbug!
He searches with a different type of urgency, clearly keen to get. Finally, he gives up in disgust and looks up at the door.
Maybe that incompetent maid's still in.
He reaches up for the knocker, when suddenly the knocker becomes Marley's face.
Marley?
He shakes himself. There is nothing in the door.
What am I thinking? All in my head. Ever heard of the wind? Bah, Marley.
Still, he looks more closely at the knocker. He can't bring himself to touch it, so he looks one more time in his pocket, only to immediately find his key.
Are you losing your mind, Scrooge? Humbug!
He opens the door, hurries inside, and closes the door with a bang. The inside of the house is cold and barren, save for a large bed. Scrooge tries to forget his scare and starts to go through his evening routine. He hangs up his coat, he deposits his briefcase, he checks his money. He does everything as usual, but cannot escape his feeling of discomfort. As he pulls out his nightclothes, a bell goes off. Scrooge jumps. The bell is tolling the time, but it's louder than it should be. Scrooge senses something ominous on its way. As he tries to shake off his dread, there's a knock on the door.
Who's there? Who is it? I demand to know who is there.
Marley appears through the door.
Scrooge, do you recognize me? Read inscribed upon these logs my name. Marley, consigned forever to flame.
Humbug. I don't believe in this sort of thing. Some drug accidentally in my food. Food, yes, of course, the food. Obviously, too much wine. That's the bottom line. By the morning, I'll be fine.
Maybe you've wondered, Scrooge, how your greed will come to bear on your fare in the afterlife. Oh, maybe you've wondered, Scrooge. You should look and wonder.
Humbug.
Scrooge, you know me to be your partner, Jacob Marley.
No, Marley has been dead and at rest these 7 years.
Dead, yes, but not at rest, Ebenezer. Not since my death day when I rose to the holy gates and found my path barred. Cry, the angels cry. Weep for every soul that they turn away from paradise. Oh, I heard that holy cry. The cry the angels cried on the day I died. For each pound I hoarded, a pound I've been rewarded. You must resolve to reform, or the same fate will wait for you. Time is short, Scrooge. Heed my warning, by Christmas Day mend your way. You can still save your soul. Whoa, turn back from your unholy ways, Scrooge. We will guide you, Scrooge.
We?
Others will come.
Others? What others?
Expect 3 more visits from 3 more spirits. Ebenezer, you have been given a chance to save your soul by reformation. Take it, or you will bear more weight than this. In your own eternal damnation!
Scrooge slams the door and blocks it with his body, terrified. In his extreme fear, he stumbles to his bed and falls asleep, exhausted.
Marley? Marley? Oh, no, it can't be. It's just a dream.
Suddenly, Scrooge's window blows open. He jumps in terror and then runs forward, closing it as quickly as he can. As he leans up against the closed window, peering out into the dark night, Ghost of Christmas Past slides into the room and takes a seat on the edge of the bed. Ghost has a calm and grace about her, waiting quietly for Scrooge to notice her presence. Scrooge hits the window as though he has convinced himself it was nothing.
Humbug. Spirits. Spirit!
You seem frightened.
I must be dreaming.
No, Ebenezer. I am afraid you are fully awake.
No. I distinctly feel that I am in a dream.
My, you believe me to be a dream?
A nightmare, really.
Ebenezer, there are many spirits of which you should be afraid. Those who wish to harm you.
Please, I've done nothing.
Let me first say that I am not one. Save your fears for the truly scary. You may have need of it tonight. As for me, I am here to be of service.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am the first of three. Yes.
What are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
What business has brought you here?
Your welfare.
Oh, well, I thank you for your concern, but I have no need for kindness tonight. So if you would please depart from whichever way you came. I have much need of sleep.
Ebenezer, you have spent far too many years in a haze of hate and disgust. You will not sleep tonight. I have much to show you.
Where are we going?
You will see.
I do not like surprises.
They are good for the spirit. Come with me.
How are we to get there? Through the window? Are you insane? You may have the luxury of immortality, but I, for one, am of flesh and blood. I am liable to fall.
A little trust, Ebenezer.
With a scowl on his face, Scrooge gives his hand to Ghost. The window opens with a flourish, and they walk to the window ledge.
My God, it is freezing. Do I need a coat?
Your memories will keep you warm tonight.
Scrooge and Ghost leap out the window. An old-fashioned schoolhouse, where a classroom full of children chatter away, anxious for the end of class. Scrooge and Ghost enter through the classroom door. The children and teacher do not register their presence.
Children, quiet down, please. I know you are all anxious for the holidays, but they do not arrive until I dismiss you.
Spirits, why have you brought me to a classroom?
No need to whisper, Ebenezer. They can't hear you.
Really?
Truly, a little trick of the trade.
How very clever of you. Where are we?
Patience, please. Just watch.
Please, ma'am, when we go a few minutes early, it's snowing.
In the spirit of the holiday, I will make you a deal. If you answer all my questions, then yes, you may dismiss a little early. But I warn you, these will be difficult. Is there anybody here who would like to volunteer? There are some of 4 and 7.
11 comes of 4 and 7.
Now quickly as a bee, recite the multiples of 3 from 3 all the way to 30.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 30.
Actually, he missed 27, but a noble effort. Mastery of numbers isn't quite so nearly cumbersome as some have come to call it in their failure to advance. So keep to the tables and I promise you will learn. Learning numbers will reward you with the numbers you will earn. If my son is 23 and he's half the age of me, tell me how old is your teacher?
Old. You're old. You're very, very old.
How terrible. Next subject, geography.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120,
city called Rome, and Rome is in what country?
In Italy, the Pope lives in Italy.
I'm sure you will agree that we all like tea, but tell me where we grow it.
In India, we grow the tea in India.
Nowadays it's commonplace for men to leave without a trace, embarking on a race to conquer Africa. The empire is growing and it's filling up the banks, and everybody loves the British. Except, of course, the Yanks. Next subject, politics. What does the word King George III most abhors hearing?
America, the king hates America.
Excellent. I say good riddance. Puritans. Any man of education rattles without hesitation the order of succession of the 51 kings and the 6 great queens who intended sit on the royal throne of Britain. God save them, he gave them the right to rule, so we study them in school. Now, last question. If you wish us to dismiss, someone better answer this. Who was the first? Who was the very first king of England?
You're not serious? The first king of England?
Who knows that? I bet you don't even know that.
We'll be here till January.
I bet Ebenezer knows, the stupid know-it-all.
Be kind, George.
Come on, Wheezy Nazy. If you know it, yell it out. We want to go home.
Quiet, please. Well, Ebenezer, do you have the answer?
King Egbert! King Egbert!
Correct, my boy. Class dismissed.
Yay!
Enjoy your holiday. Don't study too hard.
The children fly out of the room. George makes a point of knocking Boy Scrooge in the back of the head as they leave.
Hey, stop it!
Boy Scrooge stays where he is, reading his book. The class empties, leaving only Boy Scrooge and teacher.
Well done, Ebenezer. Excellent memories always.
Thank you, ma'am.
Here for the holidays, then?
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you put the book away for the afternoon? Go out and play. Looks like excellent snowball weather.
Thank you, ma'am. I'd prefer to read, if that's all right.
Yes. Yes, of course, fine. But do try to get some fresh air. It's good for the soul, Ebenezer.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Teacher smiles and exits. Boy Scrooge looks out after her and closes his book with a sigh. He stands up and looks at the deserted classroom, a sad look on his face. Ghost turns to Scrooge.
The boy is lonely.
He has his books, as good a companion as any.
This boy, he was not destined for loneliness.
As Ghost gestures to Boy Scrooge, he wanders off reading his book. Boy Scrooge re-enters, a few years older, still reading a book.
Is that right?
Oh, for sure he had difficult times. But as he grew older, he grew hopeful. He was ready for happiness when it found him at last.
Suddenly, a small girl, Fanny, bursts into the classroom, sees Boy Scrooge, and squeals in delight. She runs to him and throws her arms around his neck.
Dear brother!
Fan? My Fan?
Fan, what are you doing here?
I have come to bring you home, dear brother. To bring you home.
Home, little Fan?
Yes, home for good and all, home for ever and ever.
That's not possible. Father, he said I was never to... After the last visit, he said...
I know it was quite awful for you, brother, but father is so much kinder than he used to be. That home's like heaven itself. He spoke so gently to me one dear night when I was going to bed that I was not afraid to ask him if he might come home.
You asked that?
Yes, and he said yes, you should. He sent me off right away to fetch you, in a coach and everything. He seemed to feel terribly about the whole thing and says you are never to come back here. But first, we're to be together all the Christmas long and have the merriest time in all the world.
Oh, is it true, Fan?
Yes!
Boy Scrooge jumps up, gathers his belongings, and grabs her hand.
You are quite wonderful, Fan. Come on, I must tell the headmaster that I'm going home for Christmas.
Boy Scrooge and Fanny run out together hand in hand. Scrooge starts to walk after them, extending a hand as though to stop them.
Fan, my dear sister.
Always a delicate creature, whom a breath might have withered, but she had a large heart.
So she had.
She died a woman, and had, as I think, children.
One child?
True. Your nephew.
Yes. Fred. Why have you shown me this?
We are looking at Christmas past. This was a Christmas past.
Yes, but to what purpose?
All in due time, Ebenezer. All in due time. Shall we?
Where to?
Too many questions. Just follow me.
Scrooge and Ghost exit the classroom. The scene moves to an office, much like Scrooge's current office. Young Scrooge, Dick Wilkins, and Fezziwig are seated at desks, hard at work. Fezziwig is in the middle, much older and very merry. He hums to himself as he works and offers encouraging smiles to his young apprentices. Fezziwig lays down his pen and looks up at the clock, which tolls 7. He looks at his 2 apprentices and claps his hands.
Yo ho there! Ebenezer, Dick!
I know this place. Yes. Why, it's old Fezziwig, bless his heart. It's Fezziwig alive again.
Yes, sir.
Yo ho, my boys! No more work tonight. It's Christmas Eve, Dick. Christmas, young Ebenezer. Let's have the shutters up before a man can say Jack Robinson.
Young Scrooge and Dick Wilkins cheer and jump into a flurry of action. They clear away the tables, creating a party floor. They bring out food and drink. Mrs. Fezziwig bursts into the room.
Merry Christmas, my boys! Time for a party!
Partygoers burst in. Everyone is merry, everyone ready for a drink. A beautiful young woman, Belle, enters the room, whom young Scrooge runs to immediately to help her with her tray of food. He gives her a small peck on the cheek.
You look beautiful tonight, Belle.
Thank you, Ebenezer.
Sing a song, Fezziwig!
A song? Oh, I couldn't possibly.
Yes! A drinking song!
A drinking song, you say? Oh, we'll be drunk in no time.
Exactly!
Sing a song, Fezziwig, sing it loud, sing it true, or the next round of drinks is on you.
Well, they're all on me, aren't they? Anyways, all right. Raise a glass.
Raise a glass, you bombs.
As your host, I will make a toast to every girl and every bloke. May you live long and have to sing a bloody song when your friends drink you broke.
Raise a glass, you bombs, raise a glass. Sing a song, Alexander, sing it loud, sing it true, or the next round of drinks is on you.
Raise a glass,
you bombs.
Raise a glass to every lovely lass, whether skinny, whether fat. My heart does twirls for all the world's girls, but don't let my wife know that.
Raise a glass, you bombs, raise a glass. Sing a song, Mary Kate, sing it loud, sing it true, or the next round of drinks is on you.
Raise a glass.
Raise a glass, you bombs.
Drink to boozing and to absolutely losing control on a Friday night. And for the old wig and everybody down his wig, he's the only one who treats us right. Down it all.
Drink, 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 drink. Drink, drink. All right, everyone, line up for dancing. Sing a song, Ebenezer, sing it loud, sing it true, or the next round of drinks is on you.
Raise a glass,
you bums.
drink to Belle, who has cast a spell that will never set me free. Lost in her smiles and beguiled by her wiles, I'll ask her to marry me.
Oh, hush up, you lot. Belle, give him an answer. Sing it loud. Sing it true, or the next round of drinks is on you. Raise a glass, you bums.
Here's to Ebenezer, you're a terrible, terrible teaser, and you don't mean what you say. Shame on you, Professor, and to teach you a lesson, I ought to marry you today. And down it all.
Yay! Drink, 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 drink.
Looks like a wonderful time, does it not?
It's pleasant enough.
Fezziwig. He certainly is a jovial fellow.
He was a conscientious employer.
That girl, Belle, she is quite something.
She has her charms, for sure.
We have one more stop to make.
Might we not stay a little longer?
Yes, we may. But we must move forward in time. 1 year later.
The scene is in the same counting house as before, but this time it is only occupied by young Scrooge and Belle seated next to each other on a bench. Scrooge and Ghost watch from the door as the scene unfolds.
Same counting house, is it not?
Yes.
It feels different. Not as joyful, perhaps?
It feels quite cold. I knew I should have brought my coat.
Ebenezer, it matters little. To you, very little. Another idol has displaced me, and if it can cheer and comfort you in time to come as I would have tried to do, I have no just cause to grieve.
What idol has displaced you?
A golden one.
Money.
It has consumed you, Ebenezer.
And you are jealous of money, Belle? I work hard, tirelessly hard for your gain, and you fault me for that?
You are changed.
I have grown up, Belle, grown practical. Money is a necessity of life, an idea you cannot seem to grasp.
I understand it all too well, Ebenezer.
In your eyes you betray what you don't know how to say, a feeling you would rather not admit. That feeling won't be changed by hiding it. Let me say it for you then. If you could do it all over again, and you met a girl without a dowry or a landed father, we both know you wouldn't bother. Little changes each revealing subtle hints of fading feeling. Over time they change the man you knew I didn't see. Little changes stealing you from me.
would say. Dreams of having children, of being a family that values love. No life could be truer than the one with me that you were dreaming of. You used to be that way. People change, there's nothing we can do.
I'm in love with you.
Once upon a time, I do believe that that was true, but not now, no. And so, though it hurts me, I let you go. Ebenezer, look into your heart, and you'll start to see that somewhere neath the gold and green, abundant riches you may glean, there will be a part of you that once loved me.
Belle hurries out of the room.
Spirit, show me no more. Conduct me home. Why do you like to torture me?
That poor lad. He is entirely broken-hearted.
Spirit, remove me from this place.
These shadows of the things that have been, they are what they are. Do not blame me.
Scrooge lunges at Ghost, grabbing her collar, shaking.
Take me back. Haunt me no longer.
I hope you have found this informative, Ebenezer. Keep your mind open and your heart ready. Remember, I am only the first of 3 spirits who will visit you tonight. Be prepared when the clock strikes 1. There is more to come.
Ghost exits and leaves Scrooge alone. End of Act 1.